He's looking for evidence of one of these prehistoric lakes. As the ice sheet melted, a vast freshwater lake appeared that geologists call Iroquois. Then, later, as Lake Iroquois dried up, it left beaches which can still be seen today. Menzies believes he can detect these ancient beaches in the gently sloping landscapes surrounding Lake Ontario. As Menzies drives uphill, away from the present-day lake, he's traveling back in time across Lake Iroquois' ancient shores.
We're crossing one shoreline after another. The reason we know they're shorelines is that they contain large zones of sand, beach sands and beach bars and spits. The oldest being about 12,000 years ago, the Loch Bottom shoreline being about 6,000 years ago.
Getting to the top of the hill, 400 feet above the level of today's Lake Ontario, Menzies is standing on the ancient shore of the original lake.
The present-day Lake Ontario is off there in the mist, and we're sitting about 400 feet plus on this beach, which was formed maybe 10,000, 11,000 years ago, and then the ultimate oldest beach is about 12,000 years ago.
These ancient beaches, now buried under the surrounding landscape, are evidence of a colossal freshwater lake.
We're looking at a vast amount of water. When you think of the water, it stretched from here to beyond the present lake, way into New York State, beyond into Rochester, so it's a huge, enormous inland sea.
Despite their size, the Great Lakes today are just a small fraction of these vast prehistoric lakes. The water has vanished. Geologists want to know how they emptied. 50 miles east of Toronto, at India River Canyon, Menzies picks up the trail of the missing water torrents.
Okay, what we have here is an enormous subglacial pothole formed by subglacial meltwater exiting underneath the ice sheet, typically formed with a large roller ball which rolls around in these really torrential vortices. The meltwater is chock full of boulders and sediments, and in this instance it's drilled itself the whole way through.
These potholes are evidence of a catastrophic flood, of huge volumes of water moving at high speed. This flood needed an escape route, and Menzies believes he's found the place.
This would be an enormous torrent, possibly at least a couple of miles across, and could easily have been 200, 300, 400 feet deep, moving at an incredible velocity.
Nearby, a steep gorge, yet more evidence of the floodwater's terrifying power. The stream that remains today couldn't have cut such a huge amount of rock.
And what we've got left is what we call a misfit stream, which is the fairly small Indian River. And this, if you like, is the remnant of that enormous torrential flood.
Geologists believe as the ice sheet retreated, it uncovered this ancient India River outlet, allowing vast amounts of meltwater to tear down towards the sea. Finally, 12,000 years ago, the ice retreated, freeing the St. Lawrence Seaway and allowing the lakes to settle into their present flow. The story of the Great Lakes is coming together. Ice sheets repeatedly ground out deep basins, digging out ancient weaknesses in the Earth's crust. Prehistoric beaches show that when the final ice sheet melted, the water flooded the basin to create vast superlakes like Iroquois. And as the ice finally retreated 12,000 years ago, the excess water drained away to leave the Great Lakes we know today.